At the beginning of the last decade, I was lucky enough to work for one of the largest communication and PR companies in Portugal, where I learned a lot, but also helped drive the digital efforts and technology forward. Also, I deeply consider myself a technology evangelist, as I truly believe that you need to properly communicate and convince others about technology at any stage of your career. That led me to mix both worlds and provide consultancy for several clients and industries, where all of them were bad communicating their strategy to their people, customers and market. And now, about this. When you are articulating your strategy through communication, explaining to your employees, colleagues or even market, generally speaking, the longer the document, the weaker the strategy, and the lower the effectiveness of its communication. You know, strategy is few key choices. If you can't really identify those choices, you don't have a strategy. So in order to communicate your strategy choices well, you need to leave out a lot. Your true strategy is limited to the choices you have made that enable you to be distinctive relative to your competitors. For example, those choices are likely to be few in number. If there are lots, it probably means that it isn't a precise strategy. Those choices can involve a distinctive willingness to pay and/or distinctive how to win, backed by distinctive level of investment in must-have capabilities, and finally, enabling management systems. Plus, it will need to include the winning aspiration which motivates those choices, as well as specifying the outcomes that you expect to result from the strategy choices. And that's all you need. If it's more than 5 pages, it's very likely to be a bad strategy. If it's 100 pages, I wouldn't even bother to read it and instead would start from scratch on creating a new one. And 1 page is even better than 5 pages. Less is more when it comes to specifying and communicating your strategy. And for me, this is key when you're dealing with senior management, as they tend to go too deep on strategy, take too long to build it, and at the end, they're late to implement it. And let's not talk about how bad they are really communicating it. So one of the tricks I usually use is to communicate strategy through pictures instead of textual descriptions. Remember that a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? Of course, you need to develop context and contextual text for the pictures, otherwise no one will understand it. But at the moment you are communicating your strategy to your stakeholders, employees, colleagues or market, then the pictures and actions travel way more than just boring text. Visualization is key here, and it's like a NAT. On the comments, I'll post a presentation I did years ago about how to crunch data into beautiful graphics. So going back to evangelism, you need these skills to help your clients with visualizing their strategy, help them communicate and actually deliver that to your audience in an effective way. On the same topic, there's an interesting article from Harvard Business Review about how to implement a new strategy without disrupting your organization that I'll share on the comments as well. Bottom line, if you are on the receiving end of a strategy and you get those long pages to read, I feel your pain. But if you can ask if there is a one-pager of that strategy, and if the answer is no, then there's a real red flag there and someone's not doing their job properly, as that would be just a plan and not a strategy, which means it can be an opportunity for you to help. Don't get me wrong, companies and teams need plans, of course, but it's not even close to substitute for a strategy that will drive people, companies and products, creating interest, awareness, compelling actions and ultimately a win. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below.